जैसी परफॉर्मेंस टीम देती है उतना ही अच्छा आपको कोच लगता है। जब परफॉर्मेंस अच्छी नहीं देता टीम तो कोच भी उतना ही ख़राब है। और स्पेशली आप अच्छे कोच कब कहलाए जाते हो, बिकॉज यू आर जज्ड बाय द रिजल्ट्स। और ये रियलिटी है, हार्श रियलिटी है मेरी जॉब की, मेरे प्रोफेशन की। मीन्स आप जब खेलते हो तो यू कैन कंट्रोल अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स। आप रन बना सकते हो, ठीक है, अगर टीम हारती भी आप रन बनाते हो तो आपको क्रिटिसिज्म नहीं मिलता, विकेट्स ले सकते हो, आपको क्रिटिसिज्म नहीं मिलता अगर टीम हारती है। लेकिन मेरे हाथ में, इफ़ यू डोंट गेट द रिजल्ट्स, आई विल फेस द क्रिटिसिज्म। और आप ओवर अ स्पैन ऑफ 10 months, डे इन डे आउट, यू आर इन दैट स्क्रूटनी एंड इट इज़ एब्सोल्युटली फाइन। दिस इज़ पार्ट ऑफ माई जॉब एंड अल्टीमेटली आप सिर्फ आपके हाथ में क्या, आप ऑनेस्टी से काम कर सकते हो, आप ठीक चीज़ें कर सकते हो, आप अच्छा एनवायरनमेंट रख सकते हो, आप लड़कों को सिक्योर फील करा सकते हो, आप ठीक डिसीजंस ले सकते हो जो इंपॉर्टेंट है इंडियन क्रिकेट के लिए। एंड उससे ज़्यादा आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते, बिकॉज उसके बाद आपके हाथ में कुछ भी नहीं। अल्टीमेटली द प्लेयर्स परफॉर्म, अ कोच और अ कैप्टन इज़ ओनली एज गुड एज हिज टीम. It is not only the captain that is only as good as his team, it's the coach also that is only as good as his team. Look, 50 over World Cup is still, 2.5 years away, and I think it is very important to stay in present. That is something which is very important. Obviously, they are quality players, they're coming back, their experience is going to be handful in Australia as well. Hopefully, those two guys will have a successful tour, and more importantly, as a team, we will have a successful series. Look, it's a little shameful, and I'll be very honest with you. कि अगर आप अपने YouTube चैनल चलाने के लिए अगर आप 23 साल के बच्चे तक को नहीं छोड़ते, विच इज़ अनफेयर, बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली उसके फादर कोई एक्स चेयरमैन या कोई एक्स क्रिकेटर नहीं है या कोई NRI नहीं है। वो अपने दम पे जितनी भी क्रिकेट खेला है वो अपने दम पे खेला और आगे भी अपने दम पे ही खेलेगा। आप किसी को इंडिविजुअली टारगेट करते हैं, दैट इज़ नॉट फेयर। आप लोगों की परफॉर्मेंस पे टारगेट कर सकते हैं और लोगों की परफॉर्मेंस पे सिलेक्टर्स हैं, कोचेज़ हैं जो टारगेट करेंगे। लेकिन 23 साल के बच्चे को अगर आप ऐसी चीज़ें बोलते हो और उसके बाद सोशल मीडिया उसको और ज़्यादा एम्पलीफाई करती है या फिर सोशल मीडिया में आपको उस तरीके से बोला जाता है, इतनी चीज़ें बोली जाती हैं, इमेजिन द माइंडसेट। कल को आपका भी बच्चा जाके कल खेल सकता है क्रिकेट, किसी का भी बच्चा खेल सकता है। आप कम से कम इतना तो रियलाइज़ कर सकते हैं कि वो 23 साल का बच्चा है, वो 33 साल का बच्चा नहीं है। अब मुझे क्रिटिसाइज करिए ना, आई कैन स्टिल हैंडल इट, बट अ 23-year-old boy is a 23-year-old boy, so that is something which is not acceptable. I think that is why we need to be careful कि आप क्या बोलते हैं सिर्फ अपना YouTube चलाने के लिए। I think you've got every one of us, not only me, you guys, every one of us have moral responsibility towards Indian cricket. Indian cricket doesn't belong to me, doesn't belong to people sitting in that dressing room. It belongs to all of you as well. It belongs to every Indian who genuinely wants Indian cricket to do well. तो आप क्रिटिसाइज करिए लेकिन परफॉर्मेंस पे करिए। इसलिए मत करिए कि बिकॉज यू वांट टू टारगेट एन इंडिविजुअल, यू वांट टू टारगेट समवन, यू टारगेट समवन, यू टारगेट मी, दैट्स ओके, बट don't target a young boy. And it is not only in Harshit's case, in future also, don't target these young boys. Personally, I think performance, we all know that it is important, results are important. नहीं, ऐसा पैटर्न नहीं दिखा मुझे, बिकॉज अगर ये पैटर्न दिखता तो फिर ये पैटर्न हमारे को अहमदाबाद में भी दिखता। हमने अहमदाबाद में 3 दिन में टेस्ट मैच खत्म किया, तो ये पैटर्न नहीं है। कई बार कंडीशंस होती हैं, कई बार विकेट्स होती हैं और कई बार आप ऑपोजिशन से एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि वो अच्छी क्रिकेट खेलेगा। हर बार ऐसा नहीं होगा कि दैट वील टर्न अप एंड वील रोल ऑपोजिशन ओवर, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता। ये इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट है, वो भी अपने देश को रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं, हम भी अपने देश को रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं। और मैंने जब पहले बोला था कि इट्स गुड फॉर वर्ल्ड क्रिकेट कि वेस्ट इंडीज़ एंड देयर बैटर्स हैव शोड दैट काइंड ऑफ professionalism and fight against us, which will give them a lot of confidence. 100%, and I've always believed this, that world cricket needs West Indian cricket. That is something which is very important. It was very nice to see them fight, and obviously they're an experienced team, and there's a lot of changes that has happened there, but the way they fought in the second innings obviously will give them a lot of confidence. So I think he's already passed his toughest test as a test captain. That was in England, 5 test matches away from home, tough conditions, quality team. And again, I think every test match is important, every one-day game is important, every T20 game is important, which you represent your country in. For me, I think not looking at what's going to happen in World Test Championship final, I think staying in present is very important. And it was important for us to win the series at home, and more importantly, I think we've got a really busy schedule. Hopefully we can keep continuing from here, and I'm not going to say that I'm going to think what's going to happen in 2027. That is still long away. So for us, I think staying in present is important. Look, for me, I think it's not important that how many overs he's bowled. It's important that he's gaining experience at home as well. Sometimes you learn a lot just by playing a game of cricket as well. It's a test match, and we don't want to use a 23-year-old boy just on tough tours away from home. That's not going to be fair on him, that we decide to play him only in overseas tour. be it Australia, South Africa, New Zealand, England. I think when he's done well overseas, he deserves a go in home conditions as well. And wherever we can get the opportunity to put him in Indian conditions, we'll continue to do that, because it's important for us to groom someone like Nitish, because you know that there are not many seam bowling all-rounders. And we've spoken for decades and decades about seam bowling all-rounders. So whenever we'll get that opportunity, we'll keep grooming him. And it depends on the captain, it depends on the conditions as well, how many overs he bowls. But again, I think by seeing Jasprit Bumrah and Mohammad Siraj bowling at home will be a great experience for him. Look, that's a very valid question. In fact, I was thinking when I was coming for this press conference that it is tough on players, especially who are playing all the three formats. But I thought that the best thing that happened in this series was the way the test guys prepared actually before the series. Going to play the India A game against Australia was very, very important. And playing Ranji Trophy before the South Africa series is going to be equally important as well. I thought that is something which this group of players have done exceptionally well. They're preparing themselves really well for the test series, and that's where you could see the results as well. So for me, I think, yes, sometimes it's difficult, but that is what professionalism is all about. Try and use the days to the best of their ability, because we know that there are very quick turnarounds, and especially from here to one-day cricket, then T20 cricket, and then after 4 days, back to test cricket. But again, the guys who are just part of test cricket, I think for them to prepare and play domestic cricket is very, very important. Rather than just going to NCA and working on their skills, I think the more they play before the test matches, it is very important for the group. First and foremost, you look at talent. First and foremost, you look at work ethics. You look at the characters in that dressing room, especially in red ball cricket. You look at what they bring on the table, apart from the amount of runs and wickets they do. I think how hungry they are, and if you've got all those attributes, you will definitely have a successful test career. And more importantly, as a team, we will have a successful run as well. So for me, I think giving them a longer run is very, very important, because as we all know that international cricket is a very insecure environment, because only 15 players can go on to represent the country, and there are so many people waiting for their opportunity. So make sure first you pick the right characters, and then if you see that, try and give them a longer run, so that they themselves should be content and happy that they've got a longer run, rather than just chopping and changing as well. Sometimes it's difficult as a head coach and a team management, where you will have to sometimes leave out players. I don't like using this word dropping players, because you don't drop players, you only select players. And more importantly, when you leave out a player, as a head coach, I should be emotional about it rather than just being very ruthless. And I feel emotional when I leave out any of the guys not being part of the playing 11 or not being part of the squad. So for me, I think that is something which is exceptionally important, and these guys have done their bit, especially on an England tour, the kind of work ethics they had shown. For me, I think that was a huge take, not only from my coaching point of view, but from this group's point of view as well. So I thought that we could have had a better wicket here. I think for me, I think I'm not thinking about, yes, we did get the results on a result on day 5, but again, I think Knicks need to carry. I think there has to be something for the fast bowlers as well. I know we keep talking about spinners playing an important role, but when you've got probably 2 quality fast bowlers in your ranks, you still want them to be in the game as well. And it is okay that if there's not enough, but there has to be carry. So where we all saw, I thought the carry wasn't there, which was a bit alarming. And I think going forward, we can get better wickets in test cricket, because all of us have the responsibility of keeping test cricket alive. I think, and the first and foremost thing to keep test cricket alive is playing on good surfaces. Just be himself. I think that's all I've said. I think no one has done him a favor by appointing him the test captain or now the one-day captain. I think he deserves every bit of it. I think he's worked hard, and I've said it that he ticks all the boxes. And for me as a coach, I think someone who's saying the right things, doing the right things, working hard, work ethics, commitment, putting his body online, being the first guy on the field, what more can a coach ask for? And I know it's tough for him. It was tough, and I said it many times that England was probably the toughest test for him. 5 test matches over a course of 2.5 months against a quality England side, intimidating batting lineup, inexperienced Indian team. What more could he have faced? But then again, the way he handled himself, and more importantly, I think the way he's handled the team, and more importantly, the way team has responded to him. I think sometimes we only keep talking about the captain, but the way team has responded to him and to his leadership is equally important. So you got to give credit to the entire group in that dressing room. Yes, you do earn respect by scoring runs, but you also earn respect by saying the right things and doing the right things. I think your actions should be more than any other thing, not just the performances. So I think he's done phenomenally well, and so has the group. First and foremost, I need one. So I think he's scoring runs, so he doesn't need any bit of it. So probably I think he's in good space. I think all of us are in good space. I think when you get the results, you're always in good space. But if you don't get the results, I think it's my responsibility to keep him and the entire group in a good space. That's my job. Sometimes it's not only about skills, but it's also about the mental aspect of the game as well. And especially guys who are playing all the three formats. It's not only about Shuman, it's about everyone in that dressing room. I have equal responsibility towards everyone.